when I got the car back from the dealer, I did have to have them buff out a scratch that was put here, which you guys really can't see now, which is cool. So it's very light scratch. You can see part of it right there. I'm not terribly worried about it. It's not as obvious as it was beforehand. Beforehand, you can see it. The more I think about it, I think I know when it happened. It was when the guy was checking the VIN of the car for bringing it in. One thing I don't like is how tight this door is. It's very tight right now. Not sure why. Oh, huh. I think I know why. He butchered the rubber when he put that on. So this is not sitting flat like it should be in there. So I'll have to see if I can fix that. 'Cause now I know why. Because the rubber boot that goes over top of that, looking at it, is pushed back in. So, but on a side note, at least my port illuminates like it's supposed to. So let me see if I can fix that real quick, and then we'll go from there. This dealer does not impress me anymore. Did they rip the boot? Or did they just pop the boot off? I think they just popped the boot off below it. And, yeah. Oh, look, the port turned off. That's cool. Probably, I guess, because it's the car turned off. I don't know. So we'll see if we can get that popped in the right place, because I don't really want to take it back to the dealer. All right, there we go. So now I got it fixed. Wish I would have realized that at the dealer, but you know what? I don't even care anymore, because it's fixed. So I might have actually a spare boot from something else that'll work it, or it might just see if I can order one. I'll go to one of the local dealers down here and see if they can get me a boot for it. So that way I don't have to go up there, but it's fixed. So here you guys can see the illuminated charging port. I will show it to you guys one day at night so you can actually see how well it works at night. Hopefully it was worth the money. We'll find out. Let's see if it still charges. Let's see if that still works. Let's see if they screwed that up. So on a side note, if you guys want to know the dealer, you can look through my videos and you can, there we go. It's charging, hopefully. There we go. That's green, that's how it's supposed to be. So there we go. We got it plugged in and charging. I figured out why it was stiff, because they didn't have this down far enough, because the idiot didn't install it correctly. Yeah, it's not installed correctly. Everything's pushing in. This is the problem, is finding qualified help to do stuff. Clearly, you cannot. This is the problem, is finding qualified people to do work. So anyway, besides that, there you go. There's a rundown of how long trip works and does what it needs to do on the new Bolt EUV. Alright guys, we're going to take a look over the illuminated charging port install just to see how good of a job I guess they did. I don't know. I'm particular about stuff. So we're going to take a look because they run the wires in through the side. As you can see, they come in here. And of course, with the zip ties, they just cut them off at an angle. So I'm going to end up probably getting my pair of side cutters, trimming up them zip ties so they're not sticking off at an angle to cut you wide open. Just because that's how I am. That one's also cut at an angle, not very tight, so the wire can move around and chafe. Not that that's a big deal, because the guy's probably never going to see the car again. Not that he cares. So we got to adjust that. Let's see, here's the battery put back in properly. It looks like it is, as best I can tell. The only reason I'm going over this so thoroughly now is just for the fact that they can't even put the port in without ripping this little boot that I now need to replace, because he ripped it. I don't know if he ripped it or if he cut it. I don't know. So we need to address that, because that's going to get water in the switch. And of course it will short out the switch and destroy the switch. So, yeah. Just frustration. So this is why you don't have an aircraft mechanic looking over other people's work. So let's see here. This battery hold down is tight on that. That is tight. The battery cables seem to be tight, so I don't know what happened with the dash freaking out. I mean, I can't move them, so hopefully they are tight like they're supposed to be. So, looks like that is latched. That is latched properly. So it looks like that is all proper. I can't see the connection under here because it is, well, you know what? It looks like it is that connection back there. So, I'm assuming it is the one down here where this wires ran. So at least it looks like he did put that connector back together down there properly. Not the best job of running it because it's just kind of free floating in space underneath there. Not like it will chafe anything that it's up against, but it will. So, what do you expect? So at least we got that more or less installed properly, halfway. So we'll look under the hood now. Not really too much else to look at because none of this was taken apart, which is cool. So I don't have to worry about this too much. None of this up here should have been taken apart, just the battery and the tray. Battery does seem to be mounted good. The tray is tight like it should be, so that is good. He did take the fender liner off and the wheel off. Should have checked the lug nuts before I left. They do seem to be tight. So that at least seems good. Did take the fender liner off. That bolts in, that bolts in. Looks like most of the bolts are in, at least what I can see. So it feels like the ones on the bottom are in. I'll have to start it up later and turn the wheel and look behind it. Looks like that one straight back there is in. So overall, I'd say he did an alright job. He just ripped the boot, that is all. And had the boot caught under there. So he probably had it pushed down and the boot wasn't caught on there properly. But I think that's what was holding it up and why it wasn't opening and closing properly. They gave me a BS answer of the seal being the... They gave me a BS answer of the seal they said was not broke in. And really it was this, as you guys can see. So, yeah. So, it is what it is on that. I really don't know what else to tell you. I'll mention it to the dealer when I get home, and I can gladly email them this video showing what it should look like to what it was. So it's not that that's going to make them any happier, because all I'm doing is proving that the tech screwed up and they didn't do it properly. So, and of course there is some scratches there, but that could have been from me, could have been from the tech, I don't know, because of the prop rod scratching it. That could have been anybody. So I'm not going to blame them for that. That's legit, who knows. So, but at least I got the problem with the door figured out. Wish I would have looked at it better when I was there, because I could have pointed it out right to them at the time. So, oh well.